Listen to the hot line, the jingle and the roar. It's conference on the telephone since Sandy's go to war. We've got a pilot out there that needs your help today. So wake up from nap alpha and get on your way. We dashed out to our six-pack, the weather it was bad. They'd take on any mission in our mighty super span.
I went back from there, that was in 67, and in 69 I got notification to go to Southeast Asia, where I went from there to the A-1s. Checked out here at Hurlbut with a bunch of new second lieutenants. Some of them were first, but there were some seconds, and just had a lot of fun. I was stationed at Tyndall at the time, and went over there in July 4th. Finally got to the A-1 and then lost my full colonel. Lost him on that date, where he was shot down, and either he killed himself or said he was not going to be a prisoner. So I really don't know whether he shot himself, because he carried a sidearm and said, "I'm not going to go to prison." So there was a lot of activity there, so they don't know whether they got him or not. But anyway, he didn't come back, and that would he had promised me a squadron when I got over there, and of course that didn't materialize for a few months. I took help to run the 602nd, and then the Fireflys, and I finally got the first. I think it was in December, and that was the one that I kept till I rotated out of there. Great bunch of guys, and I think one of the, I don't know whether I can say it or not, but as one of the things that I said, we got them all in a meeting room, and I said, "I've got one thing to say." I said, "The Fireflys suck," and that just put everybody at ease. And from there on, we had a great time. It was just, most of them, like I said, were first and second lieutenants, and young captains. Just easy to work with.
Can you tell us what the mission role of the Firefly was?
The role was to, in the Laos, they would assign you different targets. That was the daily mission. And then, of course, everybody was involved in the Sandy role. And probably all of the more senior guys got into that pretty quickly. And you were just on alert, and every afternoon they had 2 up north and 2 in the south, where they go out there and about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 to 3 o'clock, and orbit for a while until almost sundown before we could come on back, in case somebody did go down. And there was a lot of times that those guys got called, of course. Some of the rescues was involved in one of the big ones.
Which one were you involved with?
I want to say Boxer 2-2, because I was there in the air on orbiting that afternoon, and I flew another one on, I think, Saturday, Friday, I'm not sure now, but it was just dark, almost getting dark, and it was just, again, the fire from the ground was just immense, and they called it off. And then I was Sandy on 5 or 6 or 7 with another guy, and we were trying to protect the coming out. Well, they did that on a Sunday morning, and everything happened so fast. They just kind of, I think the people on the ground decided to let him go, because it's costing us too much effort to keep him on there. So they picked him up, and I was just going down. I was supposed to do some groundwork on on an exit route, and I got a chance to drop a bomb, and that was about it. And then stood back and went back, and I had another wingman, and we stayed on alert the rest of the day, although we probably couldn't have done much if anybody going down, because I think, if I remember right, there was something like over 300 A-1 sorties, or rather, excuse me, 176, I think it was, if I remember right, A-1 sorties, and over 300 jet sorties trying to get that guy out of there. And there is a tape that I will provide you at some point if you'd like. It was taped by a B-66 driver that was at 18,000 feet. And unfortunately, there was a guy on an emergency channel at another base, but he could hear it, and it interrupts it a little bit. But it's still, it would give you a good view of what the Sandy Low went through. It's just fantastic. It was.
And that is a Boxer 2.2?
No, yes, that was on Boxer 2.2.
I would love that.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, that one was not. That was a later one.
Any audio would be fantastic.
Yeah,
because
I'll get it
when
to you.
people hear that chatter and you're trying to figure out what's going on, it was, I don't know if it was chaotic, but people don't know you were running 3 different radios at any given point to conduct that mission, and that's just mind-boggling, the amount of skill it must have taken just to run the radios in the middle of all that.
Yeah. But I'll get that to you.
Thank you. Can you tell me, now, I've sat in here with several guys, and they've all said, you need to talk to Lucky about the lieutenants, and they have this fond admiration. Many of them have referred to you as a second father.
Yeah.
You know, can you tell me about your boys?
Well, that's what it was. They were my boys. And it was just, I could do anything with them. I intermingled with them all the time. And yet, when I asked them to do something, I did it. And did it to their best. They didn't want to disappoint me. And I appreciated that. Sorry about that.
Oh, no. There's a love that you and those men share. There's a respect. And that is so rare. So rare.
I had one of the best compliments I had in a long time last night. What's his name? Doolittle, Jimmy Doolittle. We were talking, and he said, "You were the best commander I ever had in the Air Force." I said, coming from that family, I've appreciated that no end.
Take one.
Fast mover